Eric here. Ass Kicking August continues. What that is unless I have a live stream planned, in the month of August, I'm discussing nothing but action films. And it's so far, August has been a fun month. We're going to keep that fun train rolling. Today, I'm going to be discussing Demolition Man. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. This came out in 1993. Basic plot of this is the movie starts in 1996, Los Angeles, and John Spartan, played by Sylvester Stallone, he is nicknamed the Demolition Man because he's a cop that gets the job done no matter what he has to destroy. And he is going into a building where one of the most fun action villains ever, in my opinion, Simon Phoenix, played by Wesley Snipes, has a busload of hostages, like over 20 hostages. Stallone goes in there, try to rescue them. Building blows up, and Stallone thought he had the building cleared. They find the bodies of the hostages inside. You don't find out till later that they were already killed by Phoenix, so he is framed. And both Phoenix and Spartan are arrested, and they are basically put into cryogenic freezing. And that's how, instead of prisons, they're cryogenically frozen to serve out their prison time. It's 2032. I believe it's a parole hearing, and Simon Phoenix escapes prison, and he is, through suggestion while he was asleep or in cryogenesis, he is hired to kill a man named Edgar Friendly, who is, in the year 2032, leading a revolt against basically the government type of thing. So what happens is, while Simon Phoenix is thawed out and having some fun, they need somebody to capture him because the cops of 2032 are a bunch of fucking pussies. They don't deal with violence. They thaw out John Spartan to save the day. Absolutely love this movie. This is one of my favorite 90s action movies. It has one of those fun feels to it. One of my dads, I remember, God bless him, this was one of his favorite action movies too. First off, Sylvester Stallone is fantastic. He's got a perfect mixture here of the action hero and the comedy, because he's also a fish out of water. A lot of his comedy, a lot of the fun stuff when he's not kicking ass, because we all know how Stallone, he can kick ass, throw a punch, blah, blah, blah. We've seen that, shoot a gun. We all know that. But when it comes to the comedy, I think he's very underrated and underappreciated. This is a guy from 1996, and now he's in the year 2032. Everybody's a pussy. He gets fined for every time he says a swear word in the police station. Or no, not just in the police station, just in general. So like, he has to go to the bathroom. There's no toilet paper. Everyone's making fun of him. He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells. You know what I mean? So he goes to the machine that finds him every time he says a swear word, and he looks at it and he starts talking, "You cock-sucking motherfucking shit-eating piece of crap," that type of stuff. And then he's like, pulls out all the tickets. "I'll be right back." You know what I mean? So much for the 3 seashells. He's so good when he finds out that Schwarzenegger has been president, that there was a war between franchises, and Taco Bell won. So every restaurant is a Taco Bell, even the fucking fancy restaurant that he goes to, where Dan Cortez is playing the piano. So much fun stuff. When he thinks he's going to have sex with Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock is a cop with the police department in San Angeles, so I believe San Francisco and Los Angeles merged, I think, after an earthquake or something like that. She's obsessed with the 90s because, it's dirty, it's gritty, stuff like that. And they're going to go have sex, and he's all for it. They put on these weird fucking helmets, and he's getting freaked out, and she's enjoying it, and he's just getting subliminal messages of her in a bunch of strobe lights with no clothes, and it's just, he's really upset and really weirded out. So he's underrated in his comedic performance. Wesley Snipes is fucking funny as hell. He's a great action star. He kicks a lot of ass. He's breaking necks with karate chops, breaking sternums with his kicks, blowing shit up. And he's got a great entrance, you know what I mean? When Stallone shows up on his compound, he's threatening to set your ass on fire. He's just so much fun. He's so goofy, but he's very intimidating. I love his look with the orange shirt and the blue coveralls and the dyed blonde hair. And he's just a great, sarcastic 90s villain. And I love him. Sandra Bullock is absolutely cute in this movie. She's trying to, she's really getting into the action. She's fascinated, like I said, with the '90s. So she's fascinated with the way John Spartan handled everything, and she's always trying to throw out her little quips, but she can't get it right. So when she tries to tell her boss to take this job and shove it, she tells him to shovel it. When she says John Spartan, she means to say John Spartan kicked the guy's ass. She said you really licked his ass. She just can't get it right, and it's a fun little thing that's ongoing. And she's got a great rapport with Stallone. Um, Benjamin Bratt is another cop who is just kind of a wimp who ends up joining the Freedom Force at the end. He's really fun. Dennis Leary, uh, I never really knew Dennis Leary could act until I started watching Rescue Me. I'm late to the game on Rescue Me. He's fucking amazing in that show. Here, he's just doing his usual Dennis Leary rants. You know what I mean? You know, if I want to do this and do that, do this, and you know, blah 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 blah. His motor mouth rants. He's good at it. But other than that, that's just his shtick here. Um, who else is in this? Rob Schneider is Rob Schneider. He sucks like always. He's just some weaselly wimpy guy. Blink and you miss him. Jesse Ventura and Jack Black. Jack Black's one of the Freedom guys. Glenn Shaddix, Otho from Beetlejuice. He's so much fun in this as the very flamboyant assistant to Raymond Cocteau, who's like the politician like of the town. The guy who plays Raymond Cocteau is a great politician. You know what I mean? He's just this asshole that you don't trust. So yeah, the acting is great. The action, you know, it starts off gunfights. You know, Stallone is trying to get into the compound by bungee jumping out of a fucking helicopter. The whole building explodes. Fist fights, gun fights. There's a great chase sequence where Stallone is chasing Simon Phoenix. John Spartan's chasing Simon Phoenix down the highway, and you know, with the cars, he ends up jumping out of his car onto the roof of Wesley Snipes' car, and they're fighting. Like the doors open, like, you know, open top ways, if that's even a fucking word. You know what I mean? And they're crawling into each other, and Spartan is getting pulled down, and he's getting held on by Phoenix, and you know, pushed into the pavement as they're driving because the cars are self-driving, stuff like that. Like the gunfights are amazing. There's a really cool gunfight between Phoenix and Spartan at the museum, and of course, Phoenix loves the what is it, like, I don't know if it's called the History of Violence or something like that, but it's the violence wing of the museum because guns are outlawed and all that stuff. They don't have guns anymore. They have these nightsticks that you put to the guy's head and knocks them out. So he's having a blast. And he's, you know, got all the semi-automatic weapons and the shotguns, and he's like, hey, if this is the future, where are the phaser guns and stuff like that. So that's a great fight. The final fight between Phoenix and Stallone is great. In the cryogenic lab, you can kind of put two and two together how Simon is defeated. Really, really good. What else is... There's not much I can really say about this movie other than it's just a lot of fun. The action is over the top. Shit gets blown up. It's a great fish out of water story with Stallone. Just the way he reacts to how pathetic the future is. Well, you know what? There's a good scene. There's a good scene here because he wants to know what happened to his family. He said he had a wife and daughter, and his wife sadly passed away in an earthquake while he was frozen. And Leanna Huxley, that's Sandra Bullock, she says, well, I can look up your daughter. He's like, no, it's been too long, type of thing. There's a good scene of dialogue where he's talking about how they're supposed to be frozen and mentally frozen too. But he's like, no, I was awake the whole time. I remember my wife beating on the glass, you know, yelling for her husband that wasn't there because he was frozen in a block of ice. So there's some good drama too. I like how they subliminally feed messages and skills to these people while they're cryogenically frozen. Because, like, you know, when you go to prison, you can learn how to get a degree, blah, blah, blah. So Simon Phoenix is taught all the martial arts and weaponry and blah, 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 blah. And Stallone is taught how to crochet. So that's kind of fun. That's kind of goofy. Yeah, I love the look and how pathetic the future of St. Angeles is. Everyone freaks out when, excuse me, everyone freaks out when there's graffiti. A 187, a murder, death, kill is, the first time a person is murdered in like 20 years type of thing. Everyone's scared. They are afraid of germs, so when they don't high five, they stop right here and they do circle motions like fucking idiots. It's just a lot of fun. Anything bad about this movie? Not really. It's almost 2 hours long. It's fast paced. I love when they finally meet. Excuse me. I love when they're finally underground to try to find Dennis Leary and his group of not mercenaries, but people who he wants to help uprise, type of thing. And he's so hungry because all the future is full of weird shit. He just wants a burger and a beer, and he goes to the homeless people and they give him a burger and a beer. And he's eating, and he's talking about this is the best burger he's had in his life. And Leona Huxley's like, I don't see any cows. Where do you think the meat came from? And he speaks Spanish to the lady, and she says it's rat. This is a rat burger. I'm eating rat. It's the best burger I've ever had in my life. That type of fun stuff. So Stallone is at his he's doing his typical action shit, but he's at his comedic best here. I've always said Stallone is underrated as an actor because when it came to the action movies of like the 80s, Schwarzenegger couldn't fucking act. Deal with it. Van Damme, not really. He wasn't really the best. Stallone always had the acting chops. The guy was Rocky. He can do the drama, but he's more known, sadly, for being parodied. You know what I mean? He can also be funny. In this, there's a movie he does called Oscar. I doubt anyone's even fucking heard of Oscar. That's a fun, funny movie. Stallone is great. Snipes is great. Sandra Bullock is fun. Everybody, acting-wise, is good in this movie. Like I said, Jesse Ventura has, billing in the opening credit crawl, and he literally just laughs and shoots a gun. Jack Black is in the background, doesn't say a fucking word. Action is over the top. It's called the Hall of Violence, not the History of Violence, the Hall of Violence. The look and the feel of pussified future St. Angeles, fish out our water stuff, so good. If anything, I would knock it for it just be Dennis Leary. I wish there was more to his character if he wants to start this revolution, but that's literally nitpicking. I absolutely love this film, the look of it, the villains, everything. Okay, if I'm really going to knock it, the ending credits song, Demolition Man by Sting, fucking sucks. How about that? There, I can knock the movie for one thing. That song sucks. But everything else is fantastic. Highly recommend Demolition Man. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment below. Have you seen this one? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Could you not give two shits about Sylvester Stallone? Coming up, I think I'm going to maybe watch The Marine with John Cena. And then I have no idea what else I'm going to do for Ass Kicking August. I got the list in the other room. At least I have the Die Hard movies written down. I have The Last Dragon written down, Mortal Kombat. Who knows? Just depends on what I feel like doing. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, at least with the movies that I've seen so far and discussed. Hopefully, we keep it going. Cheers. Hey, everybody. Quick addition to this video I wasn't thinking of. Well, I wanted to speak on this, and I totally forgot. This was like a little fun fact concerning myself, my wife, and Demolition Man. So bless you if you're still watching this video. I forgot to tell you when the people that are convicted for their crimes, when they're put in cryogenics, they go down in this tub, and this tub fills with this liquid, like this thick liquid. It looks like corn syrup. A little metal ball or glass ball, whatever, is thrown in there, and that's what freezes them. And then literally they freeze in position. So what's really funny is, as much as me and my wife love this movie, there's something that's very awkward concerning it. When we got married, we spent our honeymoon in Disney World, the one that's in Orlando, Florida, and we had a park hopper pass. So what that is you can, go from park to park to park. Magic Kingdom here, MGM Studios over there. I think it's called something else now. Animal Kingdom, blah, 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 blah. Well, one day we went to, I don't know where the fuck it was. Was it Epcot Center that also had... No, it was Downtown Disney, I think. Downtown Disney that had all the restaurants and the stores and stuff like that. And we ate at Planet Hollywood. And Planet Hollywood was really fucking cool. Different things that were on, that were framed from movies. Like I know they had the axe from The Shining that was there. They had the wife beater, the tank top that was in Die Hard. I think it might have been Die Hard 3. They had the facial prosthetics from the Penguin in Batman Returns. They had Dorothy's outfit and the ruby red slippers from The Wizard of Oz, and so on and so forth. And they also had things hanging from the ceiling. And of course, my luck, as I'm eating my steak and potatoes, right above us, looking down at me, is a naked Sylvester Stallone in a block of ice. It was the prop that was used to show the frozen body of Sylvester Stallone. Thank God his dick was X'd out with electrical tape. So that's it. Nice way to end this video. I thought that would be a fun little bit behind the scenes of my relationship outside of watching the film when it comes to Demolition Man. I ate food under a naked, fake Sylvester Stallone while on my honeymoon. Cheers.